Hello, my name is Chris Race, and I wanted to talk about why I am going to vote for Mitt Romney. I can't believe I'm going to do this, but I'm going to because I have an open mind, and I really don't feel that Obama has been a very good president. I think he was a sissy, frankly, when he tried to work with the Republicans. I agreed at first, but when they don't play ball, when you have the Congress, you have to do stuff. And there's a lot of things that Obama could have done right away as commander in chief that he just didn't do. Uh, and don't ask, don't tell. How long did it take him to get around to that? Guantanamo still going. It's all and it's been franchised to other places. If you like torture, then I guess I would vote for Obama again. No, maybe Romney will keep it going, but I think it's embarrassing that we're still torturing prisoners. Also, I'm not really particularly fond of the way Obama bailed out the auto companies. I'm with Romney. I can't believe it, but let them fail. How many times we got to bail them out for their incompetence? They've gotten to the point now where they just say, "Well, let's make whatever because the government will bail us out." And I mean, if we lose GM, we're America. There are other companies that could conceivably come in and take the place of GM and do a good job. And maybe that's what America needs. I'm tired of these handouts, these companies that are too big to fail or would hurt us, our economy, too bad to fail. Too bad. And I'm so I'm not very happy about the way he handled any of that stuff. I wasn't for the bailout or for TARP or any of that stuff. Uh, and he was all for it. I didn't care for. I should really make a list. I got to make a list for the stuff I didn't like. I mean, he gave tax cuts to the rich. Again, he compromised. He didn't compromise. He didn't even really get what he wanted. So the health care bill passed. It doesn't affect me because I live in Wisconsin, and so I think that's a failure of leadership on his part. That a state can refuse to follow a federal mandate. So that's not a very well written law, in my opinion. And I don't really think I can judge the quality of the healthcare law. I don't really think it's done much, but if you think it has and it's really made a big difference for you, that's great. My plan right now is don't get sick. I don't have any health insurance whatsoever, so uh, I'm not for welfare without work. And I mean, that stuff just doesn't matter. I'm not looking at campaign promises here when I'm voting. I'm mad at things that Obama has done. I saw that he legalized everything that the Bush administration did. So we'll never prosecute those people. We'll never go after them. They brought us to war under false pretenses and they spied on Americans while torturing people. And all that was legalized by Obama's lawyers. Post hoc. Unbelievable. Failure in my part. I guess I could have seen it as a necessary evil at the time, but looking back, that needed to be done. The world needed to know what happened. The United States needed to know what happened, and that could have done nothing but help his political party, in my opinion. Uh, Failure to realize the Republicans are not going to work with you. Jesus, you had full control over the Congress and the presidency. You made a Bill Clinton mistake, but Bill Clinton could at least recover. Will Obama? Did he? I don't think so. I don't know what he's done the second term that I can really put my finger at and say, wow, that really made a difference in my personal life somehow, or in the people around me. Here in Wisconsin, everyone's trying to sell stuff because there isn't enough money in the money supply because the economy sucks. Well, it's not very inspiring to see that, and I felt that he's basically been an extension of the Bush administration. So why am I voting for Romney? Well, the odds are pretty good that Romney's just a dick and he's not going to do anything very good for anybody. But uh, part of me really believes in that Massachusetts liberal. And part of me really thinks that uh, just based on Fox News's absolute hatred of Romney when he was early on in the campaign before he was the front runner, they were like, "Oh, he'll never win. Like he'll win. Oh, he's terrible." And now they have to back him. But part of me says that that's the Republican base not supporting Romney. Romney kind of being his own man. They can't control him. They don't want him in charge. So, and he's the first of his faith. And I think a person wants to represent themselves when they're the first of something. But then again, Obama kind of shattered that belief for me too. So I don't know what I think about that anymore. But I mean, he's bringing Mormonism to the mainstream in a very maybe positive way. I don't know. Who knows? But I'm not for the Republican platform. I'm not for that at all. But at the same time, Obama had a platform last election, and I didn't really see much of it come to fruition. Uh, Single payer, all that stuff he promised us. None of that happened. It was just a compromise of. It was just a really shitty compromise from what we had, and so I don't like what I've seen under Obama. I think that there's a chance that Romney might turn things around just because he's done that before. He's done that with companies. He's done that. He's made tough decisions, and you know, you know what I read to learn about the man? I read his wiki. I really don't give a shit about the platforms anymore. I just don't care. It never really happens that way anyway. So maybe we should look at the people. And so I read the wiki of both of them. And Obama's wiki is about him basically becoming a politician. I mean, he went to school, he was a community organizer and a constitutional lawyer, and then he went into politics and was thrust into power. He has some international experience, and that's one thing I do like about Obama. I don't like that he continues to support Israel, but I do like that for international relations, on the whole, he's been a lot better than George Bush was. And I think Romney will suffer in that area. But right now, I want somebody to take care of the United States. And I don't think Obama has done a very good job of that. Uh, Romney, on the other hand, has turned companies around. He had an opportunity to just take his dad's role in his own company, but instead he went off and he was his own man. He started his own thing. He pioneered a management technique he really believed in, and he used it. And I don't know. I just want to believe that that guy, that Massachusetts liberal, he was liberal, and he might have voted to pass some law, but you got to know that politicians sometimes know that they don't want abortion to be illegal. So if a law came to being that they knew wouldn't pass, they might sign on because it's going to help their constituency. It's going to make it look like they're voting a certain way. Now, if the bill came by and it wasn't what they wanted, they would just say, "Oh, well, we're not going to vote. I'm not going to vote for it because of this provision in the bill." And they find ways around that stuff. That's the game of politics. And like I said, I haven't been impressed with Obama. I'm really counting on Romney. I really think that Paul Ryan was a really crappy choice. I hate that guy. That guy's a douchebag. And one thing that worries me is that if Romney actually did manage to break away from the party and be his own man a little bit, they'd probably kill him, and then they get the biggest yes man in the world. I mean, Sarah Palin, only vaguely smarter. It's the same person. I lived in Milwaukee. It's the same person. So, uh, but I don't like that guy. But he's got Johnny Mac to thank for that one. Thanks to Sarah Palin, now he has to pick a sensible choice. Well, there you go. That's the guy people want to see, Paul Ryan. Well, I can hope for the best. And in the end, I'd just like to point out that it doesn't really matter who wins because as long as the United States government borrows money from banks instead of printing its own on its without debt and owe interest to somebody for no reason, those banks will control democracy, and we will continue to have this non-functioning government that doesn't respond to us. But even so, it's fun to think about who might win. It's fun to think about what pretend democracy might be.